Welcome to the Week 9 Waiver Wire. And we can call this the Cleveland Browns show because we got a lot of Browns that popped off. We got a change of quarterback. Jameis Winston steps in for Deshaun Watson's, and it really did elevate the offense. Cedric Tillman, 2 weeks in a row of good performance. The previous week, he had 12 targets. This week, we've got 9 and 7 receptions. Very nice. 99 yards, 2 touchdowns. So this guy looks good, but it's not just him. You see Elijah Moore, 12 targets as well, 8 receptions. Even Jerry Jeudy, 8 targets. So I think those 4, including the tight end Njoku, they're going to be some of the biggest beneficiaries here. And you got to go prioritize Cedric Tillman right now. And I would do the same for Elijah Moore. And if you can trade for Njoku, great. But he was rostered already. So also, just while we're here, Jameis Winston, 41 attempts. Not sure if we get that every single week, but 330 yards is actually the record for the best quarterback debut for a Browns player in history. 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 65 completion percentage, 115 QBR. So great start for Winston, and giving a little bit of life to the Browns here. Even Nick Chubb, I think this might benefit, in the run game. So, hats off to those guys. Next, just wanted to quickly again talk about the running backs that may be available. There are some leagues where Raheem Mostert was available this past week because of buys. So whether it's the rookies that you got to keep stashing because they're one injury away, like we saw Isaac Orindo step into some opportunity once Jordan Mason went down. There's just a lot of options like a Kamani Vidal. How long will J.K. Dobbins last? Ray Davis, good offense. And yes, it was a James Cook week, but next week, you never know what might happen there. So I would keep holding on. The Blake Corums, now that the Stafford's back, the Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua back, the whole offense is being elevated. So it's just more of a reason that you want to be a part of some of these really good offenses. So look out for who might have been dropped or some rookie running backs to stash there. And so with that, we'll go ahead and roll on into Bo Nix. We haven't had a ton of quarterbacks here over the past few weeks that we've been really big on, but Bo Nix, he's been pretty consistent over these past few weeks. You can see here that he's got 28 completions on 37 attempts. So a lot of volume, 284 yards, almost got to 300. So this is almost similar to that Winston stat line, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. This is great for a rookie. 124 QBR there, 65 completion percentage. So I like what I'm seeing there. And, he's spreading the ball around, as you can see. Sutton's his main target. And this was tight end day, so there's a lot of tight ends on here, but that's so many names that are getting the ball. So he's spreading it around to whomever is open, and I think that's benefiting him quite a lot. And one of the other names that we had on here was Drake May in the past. I've had him up here most weeks. Now he's injured, so this is another guy I think might get dropped. So just someone to look out for. Maybe people hold on to him, they should, but just in case, make sure you go ahead and grab him. And then next, we've got another receiver, Michael Wilson from the Arizona Cardinals. And you see 6 targets, 5 receptions, got a touchdown. He's still the number 2 wide receiver. He would be the number 3 target. So I think he's doing everything he can. We want better accuracy from Kyler Murray to help get these guys there. But really, it's just not as much volume as we would like. I think, 36, is lower than the other guys we just mentioned on attempts. We just need more. We finally got Marvin Harrison Jr. involved. We just feel like this is an underperforming offense right now, but there's definitely some upside here in the second half of the season. And one of his former teammates, Zach Ertz, I have up here next, as well as Mike Gesicki. And again, it was tight ends day. So for me, I'm saying take it with a little bit of a grain of salt, just in case a lot of these tight ends come back down to earth. It was actually the most touchdowns on tight end day in history. So it's just, it could be a little bit juice there, right? But you'll see here, Ertz, number 2 target getter, number 1 target getter, 11 targets, 7 receptions, 77 yards. So he's doing everything you need, even at the late stages of his career. So someone that if you just need a tight end, go ahead and plug him in. And then for the Cincinnati Bengals, we've got their tight end who was looking good at the beginning of the year. Wasn't having too much touchdown luck for whatever reason. Still hasn't had that touchdown luck, but 8 targets, 7 receptions, 73 yards. He's a move tight end, so he's going to be involved in the passing game, not so much in the blocking game. And they do have a bunch of tight ends there, like Eric All, but he's more of a blocker with some hands. But right now, this year, Gesicki seem to be leaning his way as that rookie develops. So, yeah, just another option there. Again, these are players that are under 70% rostered. And let's go ahead and close it out on a guy who now stepping up into a immediate big role in Parker Washington. Now that out for the year is Christian Kirk, unfortunately, sustained a collarbone injury. He's done for the season. Brian Thomas Jr. got some positive news on his injury. It's day to day with rib injury. Now there's potential for him to miss this next game. Seems like he actually might play this next game. Initially was listed as 2 to 4 week injury. So just with the ambiguity of that, maybe he misses a game. At least I think Washington could have a bunch of targets this next week. But with Kirk out, someone's got to step up into that role. My theory is that Evan Ingram actually takes over a slot wide receiver role. Brenton Strange, the other tight end, he'll be the primary tight end. Brian Thomas Jr., he'll remain the number 1 target. And then Washington, he'll be the 3rd target behind Evan Ingram as the wide receiver too. So, just take a little flyer on him to see if he can step up there. But he's got a big frame for Trevor Lawrence to get the ball too. So that is the Week 9 waiver wire. Good luck this week. Like, subscribe, help out the channel grow, and I appreciate you guys. And I will catch you in the next video.